Hi, I'm Sarah Davies, and I'm just here to give a brief introduction as to why we would like to make some governance changes at Philanthropy Australia. On the 28th of November 2018, the Philanthropy Australia Council is calling for an extraordinary general meeting of members to vote on a resolution to change our governance structure to a company limited by guarantee and to adopt a new constitution that supports that. So we're putting a proposition to our members that we change our governance structure from an incorporated association in Victoria, which is what we are now, to a company limited by guarantee. And there are three main reasons behind the case for change. So three reasons for change. The first reason, very simply, is that the incorporated association structure is just not the right governance model for an organisation like Philanthropy Australia. So 40 years ago, when we were founded, we were a small entity based in Victoria, a result of a number of Victorian-based philanthropists coming together and wanting to collaborate and share some resources. So the incorporated association structure within Victoria was quite an appropriate tool to use at that time. 40 plus years later, we are a national organisation. We have international links, relationships and activities. We are a vibrant national community. And so a state-based incorporated structure is just not the best governance tool for us. A company limited by guarantee is the right tool, and if we were setting ourselves up now, that is certainly the structure that we would use. So the first reason is simply to contemporise our governance structure to better reflect the kind of entity that we are and are growing into. The second reason is much more around our aspirations on building a community of practice around philanthropy and the use of language. So as an incorporated association, the word member has really quite limited definition around governance rights and governance roles. So a member of the incorporated association. And at the moment, Philanthropy Australia has two classes of membership: full membership, which has voting rights and directorship rights, and associate membership, which doesn't have any of those governance rights. And use of the word member to describe any other relationship is not straightforward. With a company limited by guarantee, obviously the company still has members. And so the definition of member of the company is still very explicit to the governance structure of the company and has those relevant governance rights. But under a company structure, it's much easier for us to use the word member to describe different types of relationships. And particularly with our Better Giving Hub and our initiative around growing the connected membership to really try and build a community of practice around philanthropy, the sense of being a member of a community is really important. We are a membership organisation. That psychological contract with all parts of our membership is utterly critical to advancing philanthropy, and we are very committed to membership. So being able to use the word member much more as a psychological relationship with our community to together advance philanthropy is really what we want to achieve. And it's just a bit easier to do that under a company limited by guarantee structure than an incorporated association. The third reason for the change in governance structure, in my mind, is actually the most important reason for the change. And I think of it almost as the sort of the final piece in the evolution that we've been through over the last 3 years around turning Philanthropy Australia towards the market to be more contemporary, more reflective and more adaptable around what philanthropy is and what it's increasingly becoming within Australia, which is hugely exciting. So 3 years ago, we refreshed and updated our purpose as an organisation to be one that serves the community to achieve more and better philanthropy. And that it was a deliberate and explicit growth and inclusion of all parts of the social change ecosystem, if you want to use that jargon, all players within that mix, be they funders, impact investors, community organisations, communities themselves, activists, social change agents, social entrepreneurs, corporates, business. It really is around building the entire ecosystem that will advance philanthropy in this country. Our strategy over these 4 years also deliberately grows our understanding of what effective social change looks like and how philanthropy plays a part within that. And then this year we launched our new membership offer. Again, a deliberate and explicit inclusion of all parts of the system to grow and advance philanthropy. And so this final piece of the puzzle is reflecting that democratisation, if you like, of giving, and that diversity that's needed to create and grow healthy philanthropy in Australia, reflect that through our governance structure. So what we're proposing in the new constitution is that all members of Philanthropy Australia, active, engaged and impact, are also members of the company, regardless of what kind of hat they wear in the social change system, whether they are exclusively a funder, whether they're a funder and an impact investor, whether they are a fund seeker and a non-profit charity, whether they are a social entrepreneur, irrelevant in wanting to be part of that community. So the membership of the company, we are suggesting, should be open to all active, engaged and impact members. What that then means is that that membership can therefore be reflected within the governance structure of Philanthropy Australia. So what we are proposing is that the board composition can be broader than funders only. Having said that, we are the peak body for philanthropy and we are a philanthropic membership organisation. We are not the peak body for non-profits generally and never will be. Everything that we do, everything that we run, every idea that we have starts in the footprints and the footsteps of philanthropy. So what we're suggesting and what we're proposing is that the majority of board directors for Philanthropy Australia at all times must be funders or representatives of funders. So that, if you like, secures that sense of we start and finish from the perspective of philanthropy. But what it allows is a diversity then on the board around that core majority of all of the other players that are absolutely needed for philanthropy to be effective. What we're proposing, therefore, is that anybody at active, engaged and impact level can be members of the company and therefore eligible to nominate and vote for the board. But what's important to note is, should the change not go through for whatever reason, none of what we have done over the last 3 years and are currently doing will be in any way impeded. We can continue to operate as an incorporated association for many years to come with the strategy that we have, with our purpose, with the membership offer that we have. So this webpage has got all the information that you need to find out more. Details for the EGM, the where and the when, a series of member information sessions that we're hosting around the country, so please come along if you've got any questions. Links to all of the relevant documents, so the proposed constitution, and our lawyers have also prepared a summary change document. So looking at our current rules of incorporation against the proposed constitution, what is actually different in those two governing documents. And we've also put links to other relevant documents such as the proposed board charter, which will give you a bit more information about how the board will work, and also a proposed membership policy, which explains better the link between membership of Philanthropy Australia and the value created and delivered to members versus membership of the company and then the governance rights that entails. So look, please have your say. Council and staff at Philanthropy Australia have made these recommendations to the membership. You can have your say obviously by coming to the EGM in Melbourne in November, but you can also do it through a proxy form. The links to the forms are on this website. You can vote directly through the form, or you can give your vote to the chair or anybody else who will be at the meeting. So please have your say and sing out if you've got any questions.